carry it around pretty much everywhere I go. Then I write it on the bus and in bars, or I'm waiting for an open mic, and I don't know, I write sort of ideas or like polished things, or just try to like flesh it out, and I doodle a lot. And one of my biggest fears is that people are going to look at my doodles and say, oh, obviously that's some sort of mental condition that hasn't been diagnosed. But what are you going to do? So yeah, so I'm going to go to an open mic tonight, and so I just thought I'd look through what some of my recent ideas were, and maybe write down a couple new ones. Here's something that I've written down a couple times. I think the guy who invented the cheeseburger is cool. I would buy him a drink. But the guy who invented the double cheeseburger is a goddamn hero, right? Like, there should be a statue of that guy, unless he was also a Confederate general. You see, so that's sort of a version of the joke when that was like a popular news story. And so if I was doing that today, I'd probably leave it out. Cheeseburgers were all the rage, and this hero looks at them and sees an unfinished canvas. It's like if the Wright brothers invented half a plane, and then a different guy was like, what if there was another part of it? So it sort of fizzles out at the end, but if I ever think of a good punchline there, I would write it down all over again.
Okay. Great. Truly a pleasure to perform for you all. Well, I'm going through this security checkpoint, right? And this guy takes out my umbrella, and he's like, I'm going to have to open this up. I'm like, well, that's bad luck. And I realized, that's a ridiculous thing, a ridiculous superstition to bring up at that moment. And also, that's exactly what the umbrella bomber would say. It didn't happen at all, but pretty funny, right? Umbrella, good, funny word. Well,
I think this is, one of the best jobs I've had. It's no one's like yelling at you to do more. It's not a difficult task. It's like plenty of time to like think about jokes and live a separate mental life. So
I know sometimes people express surprise when they find out that Pat's a comedian. I've seen him perform one time, and it was pretty good. I definitely wouldn't say he's a laugh a minute on a daily basis.
Yeah, he's funny. It's not just straight out, but I like his comedy, his execution of comedy.
I just showed the guys in my warehouse how to figure out how many boxes are on a pallet by multiplying the length by width by height. They think I invented that. They call it Pat's trick.
Pat? I kind of heard about him because he won this college competition at Comedy Sports.
I want to open up a restaurant that only serves food with gluten. There's just one girl I really don't want to run into.
I don't know, I'm 2 for 3 in stand-up competition, so pretty good, I think. I could say, I got to Chicago, I was fresh-faced and didn't know what I was doing. Now I'm great, one of the best in the scene. I started, making friends with them, and then eventually we had to start our own show to get more stage time, and that became Colleen.
Hey, you guys like stand-up comedy?
Free show tonight, a lot of fun, right here. Can't beat it. 8 o'clock.
I mean,
Tonight?
Yeah,
every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Oh, shit. Do you like stand-up comedy?
It's a fun time. We got cheap drinks. It's really good food.
Next Saturday, 8 o'clock.
We're on a holiday.
Padre.
Naughty list.
Hey.
If we had 6 people, I'd be like, all right, this is gonna be rough, but this isn't even gonna resemble stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's give it a couple minutes though. Sometimes no one comes to your show and you gotta cancel, but it is what it is.
It's cool. Making a documentary.
It's no big deal. Netflix.
Yeah,
You
that was
totally
weird.
got it. We're calling it. Yeah.
This blows.
Yeah.
This is retitled the film, you know. Pat's sad. Max is okay because he's on drugs. This is the life, you know. You have a couple drinks, you talk about success and failure with fellow comics, and some of them you hate and some of them you love. But you know, you think if you quit, then none of them will be your friends anyway. So it's like, are you really friends? But you're in the trenches together, so I don't know. You can't avoid each other. Here. Can we get a shot of me socializing like I'm a normal human? You know?
What's your costume?
I don't know. Go fuck yourself. I was dressed for the show tonight.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
Meeting right
Wait,
now.
why did you dress up for Halloween?
I don't know. I don't like anything. I don't care about the world. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be it's a big documentary. I'm gonna be famous. I don't know.
I'm better for this.
Yeah. No. You're welcome. All right. This is probably enough, right?
I realized I had to get in shape because if all the other men in the country are injured, I have to represent the United States in the Olympics. And I'm fine with my physical form being an embarrassment to myself, but I will not disgrace this great nation. I'm going to get into the best shape of my life before I lose at the Olympics, maybe.
Yeah, so I know we come out here every Sunday, play basketball. It's a good group of comics and comic, friends who come out. We just play a couple games. It's fun to get out there, something out of the ordinary. People, you see them at mics and shows, just talking about jokes and stuff. So it's good to, run around and see people in a different light. A lot of fun. I'm not very good, but it's fun just to participate, run around a little. Sometimes we go to the diner after. I like the mozzarella sticks there. Big mozzarella sticks guy. I would wrap a bunch of napkins and fill up my pockets with them all the time, and I got yelled at a bunch, but gotta do it for the sticks. I like having hot food close, so I never have to cook anything. With my busy lifestyle of writing jokes and working and going to open mics and arranging shows, I just don't have time to prepare meals. I mean, I could, I just don't want to. So listen, all right, I think sauce is bad, and I don't like to use it. And people think that's weird, but I think if you have good food, it doesn't need sauce. Why don't you just make something that you don't need to modify with some goopy nonsense, instead of just, having whatever food and then, putting hot sauce all over it? Have some self-respect is what I say to sauce users.
I make $14 an hour at the warehouse. I think that's okay. Some people think the minimum wage should be $15 an hour. And I feel weird about that just because I think their argument is, look at the way Pat lives. This is a national tragedy.
Let's go look at my apartment. This is a chair I just got for my birthday. My mom got it with Overstock.com points. So we got the Ukrainian flag because we live in Ukrainian village, and the Vermont flag, and an Ethiopian flag because it's a cool looking lion, and the Don't Tread on Me flag because we didn't realize it was a conservative thing. Don't judge us. Bathroom here. I don't know, you don't need that, right? People know what a bathroom looks like. When we moved in, the landlord made a big deal about making sure we cleaned the bathtub, which I guess we've done a couple times, but I don't know how much you need to do that, right? So yeah, I guess I hope my mom doesn't see this. She'll be disappointed.
It'll be like this wine. Oh my God, you gotta try it. It's a little bit on the drier side, and there's gonna be a lot of raspberry on the back end. And then they try it, and they're like, oh my God, there's raspberry on the back end. and the back end is part of the wine that I made up. It's not real. There is no back end to a wine. There's a back end to a sports sedan, not to a sip of liquid.
He goes, I have to ask you a serious question. I go, okay. He goes, is it hard walking around being such a little bitch all the time? And I started answering.
It's just walk. And I was like, all right, I will fucking DVD. Dumbass, putting your secret on the cover. You should have been like, how do I stay so fit? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm about this DVD. And I open it, and put it in, and she's like, just walk. I'm like, fuck! Swindled again, but you put it on the cover like a goddamn idiot.
Pat was just like, introduced me to everyone and was so nice. And not everyone would do that at all. A lot of people are a little standoffish, but not him.
Pat didn't talk to anybody at the club at all, especially me. He probably thought I was just trash. He probably still does, but he asked me to be on this because me and Pat are sleeping together. We're fucking. I'm fucking Pat McManus, and it's been the best experience of my life.
Yeah, so I know we found out a little while ago that they made a business decision to close this location, and the company's seeing it as an opportunity to, be a little more intentional about what I want to do. I'm going to take a little time off, which will be exciting, and think, what would I actually want to do if comedy doesn't work out, as a good backup, and also to pay the bills for right now.
This next character is a guy for whom it is not his first rodeo. Are they riding bulls? Sorry, this is my first rodeo. Just kidding. I come here all the time. We like to have fun here at the rodeo. Where I'm a regular.
Oh, God. Cheese. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated 1 minute away. Dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. How's it going? I got a couple guys coming out now. Yep. Well, you guys remember when Colleen was canceled because no one came, and so we're taking December off, and we're going to come back in January at a different venue, and hopefully that'll be fun. It's good to be able to do other shows like this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wet Cash.
Patrick McManus, folks.
Okay, great. One of my friends on Facebook is dead. And I was friends with him mostly when he was alive. People change. So every now and then his mom will log into his Facebook account and she'll post something like, thanks everyone for keeping Johnny in your prayers. And I noticed one of those recently, and Johnny's occupation is still listed as bitch hunter. Which is not a great joke for an alive person. But when you die, that becomes hilarious, right? That's his digital tombstone. So one time, I asked out a girl via text message, and she responded 10 days later, and she said no. Which is kind of like saying no, and then saying no again. Like after 10 days, I wasn't planning the date. Like if I don't respond to someone's text within 2 days, I try to just never talk to them again. But over a week later, she was like, oh yeah, I gotta make that guy sad. I'm Catholic, which is cool because I probably never would have been happy anyway. Whoa. That is a good documentary. Right?